Manchester City lift the FA Community Shield. We are a week away from the start of a new Premier League season, and transfers are still happening. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to Foot and Mouth. Manchester City finally lift the Community Shield. I don't know how many times they haven't won it. I do know that Man United now become the first side to beat runners up 10 times. But obviously that's a very stupid stat when you consider they've also won it 21 times. But yeah, it wasn't their day yesterday, Man United. And Man City took it 7-6 on penalties. Very slow start to the game. Both sides looked pretty much allergic to getting a shot on target, but eventually, in I think the 82nd minute, Garnacho scored a goal. Good goal. Very, very good goal. And yeah, it just took, I think, 7 more minutes, before Bernardo Silva scored an equalizer in like the 89th minute, something like that. And that was assisted by Oscar Bob, my guy. So, yeah, they kept it for late. But, I mean, 7-6 on penalties is still something quite exciting. And Johnny Evans is going to be kicking himself a little bit this morning, I'm sure. I know a lot of people don't take this seriously. They see it as a glorified dinner plate. But I think that anytime there's silverware to be won, you should play to win it and you should want to win it. So Man City, I'm very sure the players and Pep will be happy enough with that win. A pretty new look Man City team. I did like how they shook things up a little bit with the inclusion of youth players. Like I mentioned, Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob, we've seen him in and out of the team last season. I like this guy. This is one of those players that makes you go, Cole Palmer, who? Which I guess, look, I'm just being a little bit biased. Obviously, Palmer had a stellar season at Chelsea after his move from Man City. But Oscar Bob really looks like one hell of a player, bruh. And it's not just him. They've got McAtee in the team as well. They obviously have Rico Lewis there, who we also saw in and out of the team last season. They both look very good. And look, same goes for the Man United youngsters. Garnacho recently just turned 20 years old. He scored his first official goal of the new season for Man United in this game. Kobe Mainu continues to impress. And yeah, it's I guess some people would have, myself included, expected Manchester City to get the win. But the fact that Man United took it down to the wire just goes to show again, all those times when you want to count Man United out, they can pull off a surprising result, man. 1-1, obviously it went straight to penalties, no extra time. There's no telling what could have happened in extra time. But yeah, Man City come out winners on the penalty shootout. Let me know in the comments if you guys think it was a deserved win. Let me know, Man United fans and Man City fans, what you think of the Community Shield. Like I said, I know a lot of people very much disregard it, but I think it's something nice to have, especially before a new season. You started off with some silverware, whatever kind of silverware that may be. It's a big momentum booster going into the new season. We also, of course, had the Olympics finals football matches going on, and that was insane. France ended up losing the game, obviously hosting the Olympics this year. They lost the game 5-3 to Spain. And that was after a 3-3 after 90 minutes, and it went to extra time, and then Spain ended up scoring 2 goals. But yeah, it was crazy. France opened the scoring on the night through Enzo Malo, plays for Stuttgart. He scored within 12 minutes of the game, he scored his first goal. After that, it was just Spain, because Spain ended up pulling 3 goals in the first half. They got a brace through Fermin Lopez from Barcelona. Alex Baena also scored a goal to make it 3-1. Going into the second half, France were trying, and I think they started to get some momentum going. Because they did end up getting a goal through Magnus Aklioche. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, from Monaco. He scored a goal before a name that a lot of Premier League fans are going to be very familiar with. Jean-Philippe Mateta scored a dramatic 93rd minute equalizer to take it into extra time, but it was pretty much detrimental to their cause, because once extra time started, it was Spain all again. They ended up getting another brace through Sergio Camela from Rayo Vallecano. So Spain taking home the gold after winning the Euro. I didn't expect it. I didn't recognize pretty much any name on Spain's team. Look, same can be said for most of France's players, but that Spanish team was extremely foreign to me. But yeah, you can't really argue with a 5-3 win, bro. And 2 players getting a brace, that's pretty crazy. In the bronze fixture, it was Morocco versus Egypt, and Morocco ended up winning 6-0. So very contrasting scorelines compared to what we saw in the FA Community Shield game. Also very contrasting to the women's finals. The USA women's team took home the gold. USA women's team obviously coached by Emma Hayes, former coach of the Chelsea women's side, who had a brilliant record with the Blues. But yeah, she ended up getting the gold medal with the USA. I think it's her first. Yeah, she just joined as manager for the Olympics. So not a bad start if you look at it. And then yeah, in the bronze medal, the bronze went to Germany. Spain were in the bronze in the women's football. So yeah, Germany ended up taking home the bronze in that. So that does it for Olympics football. I don't know how you feel about Olympics football. I didn't watch very much of it, I can't lie, but that final, France did a hell of a lot to get there after beating Argentina in the thriller, and then they followed it up with another thriller in the final. Some decent watches going on there. But yeah, let me know rather. Ethan's not here today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about that Olympics final. Thierry Henry did do quite a bit with a much weaker French squad to what we've seen in these major European tournaments. So I'm interested, not just as an Arsenal fan, to see what he could do with a better squad. He's obviously not had the best record in management at club level, but I think he got a lot out of these players, man. It must be said. Let me know what you guys think. Another trophy, of course, was lifted in preseason as well by Bayern Munich. Lifted at Tottenham's home ground. They won the Visit Malta Cup. Spurs fans, I'm sure, are going to be devastated that they couldn't add another trophy to the cabinet alongside their Audi Cup. But yeah, look, Harry Kane, I have to say, hats off to you, brother. Very, very big show of class to turn down the opportunity to lift the trophy. Obviously, he played for Spurs. It's just so ironic that he won a trophy at Spurs ground and it wasn't for Spurs. But yeah, 3-2 was the score on the night. Dejan Kulusevski scored a brace for Spurs, but it wasn't enough because goals from Serge Gnabry, Thomas Muller, and Daya Upamecano were enough to see Spurs off. And yeah, they won 3-2 in the Visit Malta Cup. These preseason trophy games are so bizarre, the names of them. But yeah, man, again, silverware. And you want to take that momentum with you into the start of your domestic season. So congrats to Bayern Munich, I suppose. And yeah, again, shout out to Harry Kane, man. I think that was very classy of him. He could have easily lifted that trophy. I wanted it just for the memes. But yeah, man, class is class. You know what I'm saying? So well done to them. And of course, I'm very happy that Spurs didn't get to add another trophy of any kind to their cabinet. I didn't watch the game, but I am happy to hear that Archie Gray did apparently look impressive. I've been telling y'all that's my guy. I think that's someone to look out for this season. I think it's someone who could have used this preseason to really push to earn more minutes in the senior team for the season ahead. And I think that he's doing himself well. You know what I mean? Obviously, this is just one game that I've really heard about him since he joined Spurs. But if you're going to do it against Bayern Munich, bro, then clearly, you know, there's someone there. There's a talent there. So, yeah, interesting to see what's going to happen with him going forward. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about Spurs losing yet another trophy. Okay, let's get into some transfer news. Obviously, since we were last year, there have been some big transfers. Namely, Chelsea signing Pedro Neto from Wolves. This seemingly came out of nowhere. I don't know if rumors were there or thereabouts before the signing happened, but I mean, the day that I found out that Chelsea were interested was the same day that I found out Chelsea had officially made it a done deal. They signed him from Wolves for 60 million euros, 3 million euros in add-ons as well. You know what? Good signing for Chelsea. I have to say, it's a really, really good signing for Chelsea. I'm happy as an Arsenal fan just because of the fact that when we do play Wolves in our opener, we are not going to have to worry about Pedro Neto anymore because he's not there. On the downside, yeah, it's a hell of a signing for Chelsea. It's probably the 100th signing that they've made this transfer window alone. I mean, in the last week, they've spent 140 mil on signings, you know, whether it be a player that you know or a player that you don't know. So, you know, the spending continues. Obviously, a player that's been linked to Arsenal very heavily, a player that is an Arsenal fan. I don't know, man. You know, 60 mil's a lot of money. Not that he's not a good player, but his injury record is terrible. So there's kind of no telling how much football he's even going to play for Chelsea, at least this first season after he's joined. But if they can keep him fit, then, oh my God, they have a serious player on their hands because he's Premier League proven. And even at international level, you know, he always impresses when he does feature for Portugal. So, yeah, good signing for Chelsea. Very good signing for Chelsea. They weren't the only ones spending huge money in the last few days because Tottenham announced the signing of Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth. This one is a much bigger fee, £65 million. And Yeah, say what you will about the fee. We know he's got goals in him. I think he finished last season with 18 goals to his name in the Premier League, which you can't argue with. Clearly he's a goal scorer. Clearly Spurs need a goal scorer up top. But yeah, 65 mil. That's a big fee, man. Bournemouth must be very happy with that. Obviously disappointed to lose their talisman, their star striker. But when you get that kind of money in, you can kind of reinvest it. I'm not sure where they'd go in the market at the moment. You can come to Arsenal for Eddie Nketiah. I don't think he... I do think that he would be able to get you 18 goals if he's starting week in, week out. I'm not going to lie. You can call me deluded. You can call me crazy. But I do think that dude is a serious finisher if he gets a regular run of minutes. Yeah. Bournemouth are going to be without Dominic Solanke. They absolutely will reinvest that money because there is still more than enough time in the Premier League transfer window to bring in someone new. Who they bring in, like I said, I don't know. But Spurs have got a good striker there, man. A good striker. Let me know what you guys think about that transfer fee and if you think that this is going to be a bit of a transformational signing for Spurs. It's a player that also has been linked with Arsenal before. I think a few clubs as well, naturally, after the season that he had last season. Ivan Toney, still available. Spurs have been linked with him more than once so far this window. Talks on him have gone a bit quiet. I saw him this morning being linked to the move to Saudi. But I think if Spurs come a knocking, then he will very quickly turn his head away from Saudi. But then again, we know he does like money. And Saudi are going to be offering more than Spurs will be offering in terms of wages. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Spurs obviously have some walking around money that they can use right now. Same goes for Bournemouth. I think that it's a good signing for Spurs overall, I must admit. And they've done some decent business in this transfer window, man. It has to be said. I can't even hate on it. Let me know what you guys think about the Pedro Neto deal as well to Chelsea. Chelsea fans, are you happy? How happy are you? Who moves out? Because now I'm seeing a lot of talk about Mikhailo Mudryk, apparently. They could be open to selling that boy now who you spent big bucks on, and he's obviously tied down to a very long contract. So good luck selling him. But yeah, let me know what you think about Pedro Neto joining Chelsea. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has finally completed his move to West Ham. This has been talked about for feels like since day one of the transfer window. And they finally got their man, £15 million from Manchester United. I would have thought that they'd get a bit more for him, but I mean, I guess you can't argue with his injury record. West Ham, slowly looking like a bit of a dark horse for European places, in my opinion. I have pegged Fulham to be the main dark horse, but this West Ham team are shaping up quite nicely now after they've signed Fulkrug. Now they signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they signed Somerville, they got Guido Rodriguez. They've got some decent options in that team now, and they've obviously got a new manager who plays exciting football, so I think that they could be ones to watch next season. Obviously, they've won European. They won a European trophy 2 seasons ago now. So there's the players there know that they've got the ability. The ones who are still sticking around, they've still got Jared Bowen there. So yeah, they're going to be an interesting team to watch next season, yo. And Wan-Bissaka, I think he's going to be looking forward to starting week in, week out. If he can stay injury free, that is. But yeah, good signing for West Ham, good sale for Man United, and this has opened the door for United to finally complete the signing of 2 players from Bayern Munich in Nuzay Mazraoui. I don't even know if I've said his name properly. And Matthias de Ligt finally confirmed joining Man United, both players. Mazraoui joins for about the same fee that Wan-Bissaka left for, £15 million. And Matthias de Ligt comes in for 45 million. And I think it's a good fee, solid fee for a solid defender. Erik ten Hag has got his man. He loves a Dutch player, understandably so. He is Dutch. But yeah, I think this immediately elevates Manchester United. 100% it elevates them in that back line. Andre Onana should be especially happy with having a bolstered backline in front of him. This man's antics, bro. I mean, in the FA Community Shield, he did the same thing where he's trying to guide a player where to shoot the ball. And it doesn't work, bro. It's not going to work, okay? They both joined Manchester United. Like I said, I think as far as transfer fees in this transfer window have gone, these are some very good deals fee-wise. Man United did not pay above the odds for either, I feel. I think both of them were very much worth those fees. It's going to be interesting to see how long it takes them to settle into the league. De Ligt, I mean, obviously experienced from international level, club level. He's won domestic league with every club that he's played for. Ajax, Juventus, possibly at Man United. I don't know about this season, but stranger things have happened in football. I refer you to Leicester winning the league, unfortunately. But yeah, good signings for Manchester United. United fans, let me know, you guys happy with these signings? Obviously, they've been rumbling for a very long time. Took a while to get done, but better late than never, they say. And in football, it's no different. I think that they're definitely good signings for United. It makes them look like a much, much more, solid team all around from front to back. Joshua Zirkzee obviously joined up front. So once he gets into the groove, once he gets into the swing of things, once Lenny Yoro comes back from his injury, we could see a very, very new look Manchester United, and an exciting one at that. Obviously, still time for United to complete more deals. It's going to be interesting to see who they go for now. Let me know where you'd want the club to be looking now. Or, I mean, if you think that this is it, if you think that the team look good as is right now, let me know that as well. It's not just Manchester United busy with transfers. Like I said, I mean, clubs are active, bro. And Liverpool, a bit of a surprise for me. They've sold Fabio Carvalho. I don't know why. Obviously, look, good money. Definitely, I'll start there by saying it's good money. It is a £20 million fee. They've sold him to Brentford. So good signing for Brentford. Really good signing for Brentford. I think he will fit their style of play perfectly. £20 million from Brentford. They've got another £7.5 million in add-ons in the deal as well. And they've also got a 17.5% sell-on clause. That ever-popular sell-on clause that we're seeing in every deal nowadays. I don't know. I can't lie. I think that this is a little bit of a shock, Again, you can't argue with the money for the player's age and everything. He's not had the longest run in this Liverpool team, but he's looked very good in preseason, I must say, at least from my perspective. So Brentford fans, I'm sure you guys are very happy with the signing of this. Liverpool fans, let me know, do you think you've let go of a little bit of a gem here? Or are you happy with the money, bro? Because, for that price, it's hard to say no. It's not like he was a stalwart in the Liverpool starting 11, so it makes sense to sell. Does it make sense to sell him? I don't know. I think long term, I think Liverpool, maybe this is a little bit like a Smith Rowe situation. Smith Rowe, who is now 2 for 2 in his friendlies for Fulham since joining them. He scored 2 goals in 2 games. That Arsenal link up between him and Iwobi looks like it's starting to pay dividends. But yeah, let me know, man. Fabio Carvalho, is this a little bit of a lost gem for Liverpool now? I'm going to say yes. I think this is, I think it was a little bit a rash decision for them to let him go. Obviously, Arne Slot didn't sign him in the first place, so he may have just been like, meh, about the player. But I think he's looked good in preseason. I think he's looked good in his cameos for the club in general since he joined. And it's good money. Liverpool's still yet to reinvest any money in any player. They've had the quietest transfer window so far. And we are getting down to the final stretch of the transfer window. Are Liverpool fans a little bit nervous at this point? Do you think you're going to get any business done? Do you think you'll have time to get the business you need to get done? Let me know in the comments below. On West Ham as well, they did not stop with the signing of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They also managed to successfully hijack the signing of Todibo. Now, this is a player that comes from OGC Nice. They've signed him for 40 million euros. A player that Manchester United absolutely wanted at the beginning of the window, but that transfer was blocked because of something about the owners of Man United also own OGC Nice. So there was a conflict there that didn't allow them to complete the deal. Then the player looked like he was on his way to Juventus, who have been crying out for a centre-back so far. They've obviously been linked with Kivio before, but Todibo looked like the guy. West Ham came out of nowhere and they've got his signature, bro. That Premier League pool, it really hits different, you have to say. I mean, West Ham getting a player ahead of Juventus, I feel like that's kind of unheard of. But yeah, this is another player that West Ham can add to their ranks to make them more of a dark horse, in my opinion, going into next season. It's a hell of a signing. He's a really, really good player, strong centre-back. I think he's going to suit the Premier League down to a T. So yeah, that's another good signing and another big money signing that's happened. 40 million euros is not cheap, but I think you're getting a player that is well worth it. Again, this is not a matter of a club signing a player for over the odds. West Ham doing some smart business, man. They're absolutely doing some smart business. We'll close out with some rumors that have been doing the rounds online. Arsenal sounds like they are finally set to complete the signing of Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad. The fee ranges anywhere from £17 million to £30 million. Whatever the fee is, I think that anywhere in between that bracket, well worth it for the player. I think he's a hell of a midfielder. We saw him in the Euro for Spain and he delivered on more than one occasion. But also Liverpool are obviously very, very, very linked to Zubamendi, also of Real Sociedad. So I kind of think that this is a situation of whoever gets their man first is going to, block the signing of the other player for the other club. So I hope that Arsenal's ahead of the pack. Real Sociedad are trying to tempt Mikel Merino to stay. Same with Zubamendi. But yeah, I think whoever comes first, bro, I think the other player is going to stay put, because I don't see them letting both of their key midfielders leave the club so soon before the new season starts. Look, there's still a lot of futures to be decided on at Arsenal, particularly Aaron Ramsdale, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah looks like Olympique Marseille have come back in for him. Talk is with a loan with an obligation to buy going forward, but look, now that a club like Bournemouth has sold Dominic Solanke, you would be it wouldn't be surprising if Bournemouth do come looking at Eddie Nketiah's signature, because again, he's a Premier League proven player, he's young, and he's got goals in him. So maybe this is something that kind of fast tracks any potential move for him, because there'll be more competition for his signature. I'm not saying that they will come in for Eddie Nketiah. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they did. A move like that kind of makes sense. Everton's also been linked with him. Fulham have been linked with him. So yeah, this could be something to help fast track that. Aaron Ramsdale, also a player that's been linked to Wolves. Now that Wolves have some spending money, now that they've sold Pedro Neto, maybe they'll come bring some of their money to Arsenal, which I wouldn't be against. I do like Aaron Ramsdale a lot, but Mikel Arteta's made it very clear that David Raya is his first choice, and I don't see Ramsdale getting any more minutes than he did last season, unless Raya gets a injury, which I hope does not happen. So yeah, maybe Wolves come in for Aaron Ramsdale. His future could be settled soon as well. Like I said, we're getting to the crunch time of the transfer window, so a lot of moves are going to start to happen left, right, and centre. And then Reece Nelson, a lot of links with him and Leicester City. Leicester haven't really come forward with a bid yet. No one's come forward with a bid just yet. But I don't see him staying at Arsenal come the close of the transfer window. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up another move to a club in the Premier League. So yeah, we could see some movement there now. Romelu Lukaku, Trevor Chalobah, and Armando Broja. Yeah, Broja. The reports suggesting that they are apparently training with the under-21s at Chelsea. And this is another sign of how I can't stand how this club is run. I don't agree at all with the treatment of their players, bro. I think that's downright disgusting. You can have your opinions on the player and you can tell them that they're not part of the plans, but have some I don't know why I'm expecting class from a club like Chelsea. Yes, I said it, and yes, I will stand by it. Their club is classless. Yeah, they're obviously desperate to sell Romelu Lukaku, just as desperate as Napoli are to sign him from all the signs of things. But that man's wages are huge. Chelsea want an amount of money that Napoli don't want to come forward with, at least not until they get rid of Victor Osimhen, whose future is also up in the air. Chelsea were interested in Osimhen too, but now that they've thrown 60 mil at Wolves, I don't know how. You know what? Chelsea are spending so much money. I wouldn't be surprised if they do somehow just throw some more money at Napoli. I don't know what FFP are doing. I don't know how they're still staying within the safety zones of their financial fair play regulations, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, again, stranger things have happened in football. Maybe Chelsea do just continue to buy anyone and everyone in the game and continue to force out players that have really been, at the club for a long time. Someone like Trevor Chalobah, who I still think deserves way better treatment. But yeah, Victor Osimhen's future still up in the air. Lukaku's future still up in the air. Something's going to happen with them. I don't see either of them staying at their current clubs come the close of the transfer window. But yeah, it's money, man. Osimhen wants high wages. Chelsea don't want to give him that. And I don't think Napoli are going to budge very much on their transfer valuation of him. He obviously hasn't been included in Napoli's teams for any of their preseason fixtures. I think the Italian league may be kind of on already, with the Italian Super Cup or whatever the FA Cup is called. It's already started. But yeah, Osimhen is a no feature for Napoli. He's desperate to leave the club. Everyone knows where he stands. It's going to be interesting to see how that shapes out going forward. Whatever fan or whatever club you guys are a fan of, let me know if you guys think Osimhen is worth banking on. I'm slowly starting to hope that Arsenal do actually make a move for him. I didn't see it as a possibility before, but the longer this transfer window and this transfer saga drags on, I think the more likely it is that Napoli are going to be willing to, if not budge on their transfer fee, maybe budge on their payment terms that they want for the player. So maybe Arsenal can come through. A lot of people still crying out for Arsenal to sign a striker. I'm still very much a big fan of his. But obviously there's still Gyökeres, who got back to goal scoring form for Sporting Lisbon. He got a brace for them in his first game back with the club, in I think it's a preseason fixture. So, there are a few targets out there. I still don't think that there's any targets that absolutely scream, wow, he makes us Premier League champions. But yeah, let me know what you guys think is going to happen with the futures of those aforementioned players. And lastly, Fulham, obviously they've signed my boy Emil Smith-Rowe, who I'm so happy to see doing well at their club. They are apparently close to reaching an agreement with Aston Villa for the signature of Diego Carlos, who I've always felt is a good defender when he's injury-free. There's a lot of injury-prone players on the market and making moves. It's going to be interesting to see if that record, or those records rather, can change going forward. But yeah, Fulham linked to Diego Carlos. And yeah, that does it for today, guys. Another reminder, our fantasy league is up and running now. I've seen some familiar faces having already joined the league. I'm looking at you, Razine. And yeah, this is going to be the season to dethrone Ethan, or can he retain the title of FPL champion? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about everything we've spoken about today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.